Okay, y'all, this is the worst spot in the front room here. It's where the chimney was. I'm working on it now. And all this is collapsed down here, which ain't no big deal. But I'm pulling all this stuff out. And I'm gonna try to get that ring out of there. That ring is just letting in air. You can see that air blowing around there. And you can see it blowing over here. It's just sucking air out. We need to try to get that out of there. I'm gonna have the guys brick this all up. We'll come in here and patch all this and you won't never know it. But that's what I'm trying to do. Get this out of here. Just see like that big circle there. It needs to go. It's just a piece of pipe. And there's nothing in there. There's no flue or nothing going up. I mean, there probably was, but it's down there and it's all deteriorated to nothing now. And I got to get this stuff stable over here where we can patch it. If it wants to flake off, we need to go ahead and get it off now. So when we patch it, it'll stay. So that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting here working this and making sure none of it wants to fall off. And if it does, I'm just going ahead and taking it down. Like a piece of trim's gonna have to come down. See how rotted it is there? It's gonna have to come down. And that's all because they didn't block that off way back when. It's letting moisture come through there. So we're gonna go ahead and take it out and fix it the right way this time. You're not gonna have any wood burning furnace in here no more. Although there is some still in town, this one's never gonna be back. We're gonna go ahead and take it and plug it, and I'll send the boys up on the roof to just fill that hole in up there. Once we get this filled in, we'll just keep going. Put the bricks in the top. You can see right there is the chimney. You can see the little bump out on it. So I'm gonna take this collar out. I'm gonna need both hands to do that. I'm gonna take this collar out, bust this concrete out around it here. This little bit of concrete that's left. Bust that out. I'm gonna pull this down. And you know, some of this stuff, like right there, you see how that come out? That's a half brick, so that's fine. So they'll put a full brick, which will go to there, and then they'll need another half brick. And you got to kind of keep that stuff in consideration. There's a full brick. So they need another full brick over here. It shouldn't match to there. Down here, I'm going to have to come back in over here somewhere and cut out every other brick. I'm going to cut out every other brick in here to get them to be able to match in correctly. If we stack a bunch of them in here, yes, that will work, but it won't. I don't guess it'll matter with the plaster on there. But the correct thing to do would be cut this one back half brick, go full brick, half brick, then full brick, half brick, and full brick, half brick, so on and so forth all the way up. But that's what we're doing. So we're gonna pull this collar out and see how far we get here. There you go, somebody stuck a rag up in there at some point. Trying to stop the draft, I guess. That pipe goes over against that pipe goes over against their wall. Yeah, that goes all the way through. You can see their paneling over there basically. I don't know how the hell that was ever allowed. That was a bank over there. See the back of their paneling? That's crazy. Well, that's how much stuff you got to tear up to fix the chimney. So all that's laying down there on the floor. It's all trash, obviously. That was where water was getting in, running down there, making that soft. And I'm still not sure that this right here is not going to have to come out. But all that up there, obviously, was also water damage from coming down that chimney. The chimney hole was up there. There's also another pipe going in the other building right there. I'm gonna patch all that, fill it all the way up to his. He's got paneling on his wall. So basically I'll fill it all the way up so everybody involved knows that you can't put anything in there. I'll fill it starting that way, come this way with mortar. And then we'll start laying blocks in there where we can. Jump down here and brick this up. And then stucco over it. Or not stucco, plaster, or whatever you want to call this. And then patch this down here. And I've got to scrape. I went through when they put this paneling up. Like right here, you can see them. Nail, 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 nail. They just nailed in. So I went from this point down, pulled all the nails out of this wall. I still got to do that wall. But we got 90% of the nails out of this wall. I'm sure I missed some. I'll have Ronnie look when he comes in to make sure, you know, to find the excess. And then we got to scrape this whole wall. People's probably going to ask about the technique we did in the background. Right there, Ronnie was a little worried about the texture. This has got the same texture to it. So there and there. And there. There's just so much paint on it that it's smooth. But anyway, we got to get all that off, and we'll do that next. Okay, here goes the chimney. I'm working it up, getting it fixed. We're gonna plaster over it, obviously, when we get done here with this. But we're breaking it up. We done capped the top of it, so now we're doing this here. Going right on through it.
Johnny's filming that for you, so I'll put that video in.
We're gonna knock this out here shortly.
All right, so we're working on that chimney. So basically, it's the old chimney flue going, or the old chimney pipe going out. It's not even. They had pot-bellied stoves, like old school stoves in these places way back in the day. This building's from the 20s. Okay. So we're in the wall. This is some of the stuff that we pulled out of the wall. So last week, Donnie tells me, hey, Ronnie, look, there's some stuff down there hanging out of the wall. And so we're thinking, oh, okay, it's a rag, right? So that was up in the wall.
It was in the flue.
In the flue. So they probably, whenever they removed the stove and the pipe, they
stuck that in there to keep the draft down. Probably.
Yeah, you know. So he says, yeah, look at those, you might get a clue. And I was like, rags with soot on them. I'm not gonna look at that crap. Well, I might later, I don't know, whatever. So we cleaned it up later, threw it in the trailer. So Donnie's out here looking at it. So what did you find, Donnie? This is what was stuffed up in the ceiling.
Look, it's like this, right? I'll flip the damn thing over and open it.
Yeah, it's a bank bag.
Number 3.
What's that say above, Charlotte? Rock. Damn thing's falling apart. It says, return to Charlotte branch, Federal Reserve Bank, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Bank number 2. And I mean
number 3.
Number 3. And I guess this is another part of the bag here.
Mm-hmm.
So we keep looking. Here's another one. I flip it over. It says the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's ate up.
So where's the money that was in it?
I don't know. I ain't looked inside of it.
Did they you know what? They probably pushed it in from the other side.
Probably from the bank side.
So this side, this building was a bank, the building next door. Starting in the 50s, I think.
I don't know.
I believe starting in the 50s, it was a bank. So at some point, whenever they paneled up that wall to cut down on the draft, they put bank bags up in the wall, and we finally found them on our side.
That's crazy.
Nuts. So that's what's going on today.
There's the part of the flue.
Yeah. Nuts. So the question is that going to show up when we paint the wall? Are you going to be able to see it, Donnie, you think, when we paint the wall?
I don't know. If we do, we'll just paint it some more.
Yeah, we'll paint it and then paint the paint.
It don't, it really don't matter if you do or if you don't, it's still going to help a lot better than what it is.
Yep. No more holes in the wall. No más oil.
No más oil. Alright, y'all. Chimney. No more chimney. We got rid of it.
Now what's going to happen if somebody wants to put a wood burning stove in there again?
They ain't putting it in.
That's the renewable energy.
They ain't putting it in my building. These buildings are old wood buildings.
Yeah, we don't want wood burning building. We don't want wood burning stoves in a wood building.
It's not a good idea.
We're not excited about that.
We're furnishing central air and heat in all of our buildings, so you do not need a wood burning stove. I mean, you can put a pot belly here and look at it, but you ain't gonna be able to use it.
Yeah.
So we did away with it. We got it all cleaned up.
Now, why do you believe that the plaster all fell apart right there lower?
Well, there was water coming in from the top up there,
Now,
and running down, coming out.
Explain to everybody why there was water coming in from the top.
Well, there's nothing on top of it.
It's a chimney
Chimney with a hole out.
with a hole in it, and they didn't have a cap on it.
Yeah, no cap, no top, no bird deflector, no nothing up there.
We flew a drone around downtown, and like most of the buildings don't have a top on the chimney. And how much do those cost, I wonder?
That can't be more than $100. Well, the Nomesteader, he bought one. It was $100, wasn't it?
Something like that.
I think
Yeah.
that's what he said. So, anyway, we did away with this. We cleaned it all up, got it all done. If you remember, it had a big square hole there. Y'all just got through seeing it, but there was a big square hole there. I'm not even sure what that square hole was, but up above it was the ductwork up there, and the water come in and ran down this wall and made all this soft. So we took all this out also and made sure we got all this done right. We went through and got all of our nail pops, redone all those, cleaned those up.
But now nail pops in this scenario are different than normal nail pops.
Yeah, basically where 2x was nailed to the wall, they put a nail in there, and when I pulled the boards off, it ripped.
It rips a little. Looks like somebody shot it with a gun or something. Like a little
blister basically
pops out of the plaster.
So we've done that. We've cleaned all those up. We've got them nice and smooth. We got it all done in here. We got this done. Y'all saw we put the cap on top of it. The brick that we used to do that, and we put it up there, mortared it in, and it shouldn't be falling off. Here's the piece of metal that come out of it. There's basically two of these. One for this building and one for that building, and it's sitting there back to back.
Using the same chimney that's built into the parapet wall between the two buildings.
So basically what we did on that other building over there, since we do not own it, we put a piece of plywood right up against that and just bricked it off, where if they look in there, they will tell that they can't get a chimney.
Yeah.
So
but on the other side, and you saw it earlier, on the other side they have paneling over it.
Yeah. So you know,
the people that own it now likely don't even know that there's a chimney flue behind that paneling.
So we've got that. We pulled it out. That interesting part of all that was in bank bags.
Yeah.
You know, that was very interesting to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never assumed that. But if y'all like what you see, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already, and we'll catch you on the next one.